doing very well. Welcome back to another cast with Trend Following Tyson. And well, let's go ahead and take a look at August. Let's go ahead and put August into the proper perspective, so to speak. So we rode August out. We had a wonderful August, okay? We rolled MNK through August. We rode TNDM through August. We rode ECYT. We rode FNKO. Just to name a few, okay? We rode Zine through August. And we got whipsawed a little bit on NIHD. Was really the main ones, but which is still in a trend. So let's go ahead and jump into today's cast, and I'm going to give you guys the proper trends that you should be riding, or that I'm riding, that we're looking at, quote unquote, to finish out through August. Okay. So let's jump into a word from UK trend follower, a very well, in my opinion, a very credible trend follower, very well known, very credible. Discipline and outlooks and processes and things like that. So let's look at a quote. Let's look at a tweet from UK, and I actually got permission to use this tweet, of course, like I always do. And you know, we'll jump into the trend picture. So a big price move can occur over many weeks or months, and is in full sight of every market participant. Trend followers are able to capitalize from these price movements as they can see the wood for the trees. Okay? It's like being able to see things for what they are. You see the trend, you see the stock on the rise, you see the higher highs and lows, and of course we can just figure that we can see the wood for the trees. Alright? We can see where things are going, so we might as well take this ride like we've been taking all month. Better yet, for the last couple months. Okay? So, and it takes discipline, right? It takes discipline to sit inside the process, okay? To let the process fulfill. And it takes patience to let the process fulfill. These stocks aren't going to go from 0 to 100 in a week. It takes patience to let these trends fulfill, okay? You should be sitting back enjoying trends as long as they're not closing below themselves. You should be following price. Hashtag follow price. Hashtag discipline. Hashtag patience. Hashtag follow price. Okay? Following price is what's going to get us in and out. It's what's going to keep us long. It's what's going to keep our profits there. It's going to show us when to push our stops up. It's going to show us when to trail our stops better. Okay? And hashtag trend following, of course, my favorite hashtag of all time. Hashtag trend following, which is, in my opinion, there's no other way. I really like this tweet from UK, is because a big price move can occur over many weeks or months, and trend followers are able to capitalize from these price movements. And you guys seen how many giant price movements we've capitalized from here. Humongous price movements. Okay? Over months and weeks. And we try to keep our portfolio consistent with the best trends. And we keep the winners, and we keep the performers, and we cut the laggers. We cut weight from the laggers, and eventually we cut the laggers, period, only to fulfill those lagger positions, to fill those positions with new trends, strong trends that are hopefully are going to be as good as the ones that we initially have. I'll get to that in the next picture. So let's get into the trend picture. Thank you, UK. He absolutely just clarifies what trend following is all about. It's about catching these giant price movements. Let me show you guys AMRS. I like this trend. Look at this. price movement here, guys. See what we're doing here? All right, banging right up against this level. All right, this is not really the yearly. Here's the yearly. Okay, now if you go to the 5-year, it's going to show you that, but I have all that stuff on there. Okay, so I didn't want to really show all that right now. So let's just take the yearly and go back. Okay, to where we can see old price. All right, now we're looking. So you got, this is about 2 years on here. So now what are we looking at, guys? You see this price? See how price is at this level here? When we get above this 8, all right, this chart, we're already inside this little gap down here. Here was the gap down. Price is starting to retreat through that. Okay, so watch AMRS. Definitely watch AMRS. Okay, see how it had this little drop. See, this chart has a lot of drops and then it just fulfills them. So buy these little drops. But right now, let's look for AMRS to open up the space on the chart that we just looked at. Those other prices, 8 above 8. Once we get above this 8, definitely you guys keep AMRS on watch. This thing's super, has some definitely good things going on there. Justified market cap as well to kind of justify what's going on with that stock. Okay, AMD, I heard a lot. I'm hearing a lot of noise about this. I'm not trading it personally, but this is a really good, strong stock. Take a look at it here. Just a beast. Look at that yearly, guys. You guys know we're all about this right here, this signal here, this higher highs and lows. To me, it's just a wave. It's just a surfer getting on a wave, all right, or just getting on a bus, all right. But we're just, look at that wave to surf right there. Just get long on those higher highs and lows and ride them. You don't know where they're going to go. If you would have saw that on the yearly when it broke out of this level and then broke out of this, but these levels, when it reversed here, this was the key level to break out of, boom, out of 12, then break out of 13 up here, and then they broke out of 14, and then boom, just off to the races. Jesus Christ. Beautiful thing on AMD. Let me show you guys some time really fast on that. There goes the 5. Look at that. Jesus, look at how thick this stock is. On the 5-day, this thing looks like a yearly, guys. Let me show you something. Look how good the yearly looks, right? Look at all the price behind the yearly, and then look at the 5-day. They look exactly the same. One thing I tell guys in my trend following room is that whenever you see a chart that looks like this on the yearly, okay, and then if you go to a weekly, if you go to a monthly and it's following that same chart, okay, and if you go to a 5-day time frame, it's still following that same structure. If you go to the 5-day and it's still following that same structure, man, you've got a winner, guys. You can match that time frame up on the yearly, the 6-month, the monthly, and the weekly. That's just pure justification of price just rallying. Get long on that kind of confirmation of strength on all time frames, so to speak. Okay, AMD looking really wonderful. I like for it to hold up 23. I like for it to hold up 23. Hold up this gapping level, but definitely we should be holding up prices. Here's the next level. First level of defense, it should hold up this. Actually, old resistance here. Old resistance should turn into support here. Okay, so watch these for these levels to hold up and this level to hold up here. Okay, man, AMD, just a wonderful stock, guys. That if you missed that trend this year, I know I missed it. I didn't ride it, but I've got my hands full. I'm riding plenty of waves out here, guys. There's plenty of waves. It's the same process, guys. It's the same. Listen, I remember people were saying trend following for stocks didn't work. It's the same trend following process you would use on currencies, futures, cattle, bull, corn, rice, wheat, stocks, whatever. All right, it's the same process. Okay, so of course trend following, and it doesn't matter what stock. This process can be used on all these different stocks. Okay, we just heard from UK Trend Follow. We're trying to catch large price movements over time, and we've been doing a damn good job of it here. One of the best in the business right now, if you ask me, when it comes to following these large price movements over time. Anyways, breaking over this, I like AMRS. If you see it on the 5-year, see this 1 year is really crucial. This 1 year is really crucial because prices at this level, if we get over this, man, this chart could start to get inside of these levels here. So watch ATRS, see what it's going to do. Cheaper stock, but definitely we've seen some of those cheaper stocks open up. I'm going to give you guys a example of that a little bit shorter in a few stocks here coming up. So ARQL, I like ARQL because it's holding up these levels here. All right, still holding up the strength. Still holding up these levels, so I like ARQL to the upside. Normally, when prices are holding up these kind of patterns, see this? The overall pattern here, I'm glad I thought of that. I wanted to make a point. It is most imperative and important for any traders, especially a trend follower. You guys, all we're doing here, we're not doing any magic sauce, guys. All we're doing is just putting ourselves in favorable positions that we can win over and over in time. Favorable positions that work in our favor over in time. Okay, that's all we're doing here. ARQL, I like this thing to continue holding up this strength, holding up these levels. We'll see if it can, man, if it breaks through this somehow. First, we got to get through here and here. But if it starts opening up this chart, guys, normally, but the predominant trend is to the upside. Nevertheless, the predominant trend is to the upside. Okay, so always follow that predominant. Okay, look at this predominant trend, up, up, up. Prices, where are prices going? Overall, the predominant trend, prices are going up. And as you see, this little buckle, spurt, buckle, spurt. So we may get ready for some more upside here. So kind of watch that and stop yourself out below 550. Okay, ARQL. And you guys know, I'm gonna give you guys. See if I can get permission from Steve Burns to use a tweet. You guys know we only use 10. How about this? 10% position size on all your trends. If you have a portfolio, okay, of 10 trends, 10% for all of those, and you're fully maxed out. Okay, 10% to each one of those trends. Now, give or take, you have to cut your laggers. And what you do with your laggers, if you replace those laggers with winners, that's good. Even if you added more weight from those laggers that you cut into winners, gives you more percentage than 10, puts you at 15 to 20. 20 is the max. Because if you get a pullback in a stock, or if you get a drop in price, you get it. If you're holding 10%, all right, and you get a drop in price, you're already, if price drops 10% to 20%, that's only a 1 to 2% drop in your capital. Okay, so let's devy out these stocks and ride the right winners. ATTU, Jesus Christ, you guys, just a winner, one of the better stocks. You can't ask for much when it comes to trend following and when it comes to covering. Let me show you guys something. What did that gentleman just say about? Look at this thing, covering large prices over time. All right, capture these movements over time. Boom. All right. ATTU, just wonderful. Show you it on the 5-day. It's gonna be it's not that thick. Remember what I told you guys, you don't have to follow stock if it's not as liquid as all the other ones, because the bottom line is we're still following price to the upside. So this is a beautiful buy right now on ATTU. Let this old resistance turn into support here at the least 2050. Okay, at 20, I mean. All right, ATTU, just wonderful, guys. We got to keep grinding this out. You guys heard from all the different tweets and quotes. We have to keep following these trends until they give us reason otherwise, or else we're not trend following. We need to let these moves develop with discipline, right? Patience, okay? All right? BLFS. I get sad every time I see this stock, a $25 stock. This was the point I wanted to show you guys, what I'm talking about. ATRS, AMRS, ARQL, CDMO. We're getting to that next. GLUU. Some of these cheaper stocks, you guys, you do not know when a $2 stock like this. Let me take you back really fast. I don't want to put too much on you. Jesus Christ, look at that. This stock was $2, guys. $3, $4, okay? $2 stock back here. $4 stock, $3 stock, $4 stock, okay? Now it's a $25 stock. You don't know which one of these stocks are going to be the next $25, $3 stock in terms of ARTS, ARQL, and all the other stocks we're trading. So keep taking these signals and riding these waves out, because you don't know which one of them is going to do this. You don't know which one of them is going to cover a very large price movement over a time period. Okay, BLFS just a beast. You guys need a level on that on a 5-day. That thing's moving. That thing's definitely moving from 20, and it was on the show last week. 20 to 25, guys. Man, that thing's a beast. I like longs on BLFS. I like for it to hold up these levels. I'm pretty doggone sure it's gonna hold up these levels here. 25 here. See this old resistance? Bang, 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 bang coming through here. Bang. So I like this old resistance level to keep holding up as support at 25. Okay. BLFS, just a wonderful stock. Wonderful trend right there. BLFS, CDMO. I really like CDMO. I really do like CDMO. Okay. I like the upside this thing has. I like the strength it's doing. Gapped. Look at this. Just look how it's riding up here. Now it's holding this level. Okay. All right. Now it's trying to push through here. So I like CDMO to do some good trading, man. Get through this level, man. That's a good stock, you guys. Let's see what kind of upside it has to offer on it. Go to the 5 here really quick. So once we start breaking through, we've already see this gap down. What do I tell you guys? A lot of times stocks gap down only to gap up back through where they gapped down from, which really doesn't make any rational sense to me, but I mean, oh well. So yeah, I like this thing to continue breaking. See how it's sitting right at this level right here where it gapped down from? See it gap down from right here where this support level was holding, and then it just tanked right through it. Sitting at it now. Now it traded itself through that level, and it's sitting right at it. So watch this thing for continuation, just reverse, sitting right at that. Let's go to the 1-year time frame, see where it's at in terms of the 200-day. So 200, the 200 and the 20 crossed here, and you guys know about that signal already. All right, what happens when that thing happens like that? When those 220-day moving averages cross, stocks tend to just take off. So CDMO for continuation. GLUU, another wonderful stock you should probably be following to the upside. Let me show you it here. All right. So look at this thing. Definitely predominant trend. Predominant trend definitely to the upside. Predominant trend definitely to the upside over here. Okay. Just working its way through. So I like this thing for continuation, and just wonderful. GLUU. Okay, it's having some higher prices right now. It's sitting at some highs right now. So I just like this thing to just continue. Look at that on the 5-day. Get through 7. Get through this area here, and just continue. Just a wonderful stock right now. GLUU. All right. DNR, we were looking at this earlier this year, and it's still continuing out, just trading itself right along, chugging right along. It's part of that whole oil and gas thing. I don't really like to trade too much oil and gas, so to speak, things, but oh well. So DNR is still trading. Busted out of our little channel area here, and then kind of went to the upside. So DNR for continuation. All right. EVC, this television corporation thing here, looks good on the 1-year time frame, kind of just busting through things. So you see it opening up, price starting to open up, touch that 200-day moving average, the 200 and the 20 getting ready to merge. So price is just continuing to rally up. I like that EVC for continuation, guys. Stop yourself out below this level here. 525 and 5. Old resistance. Alright, turning into support. Should turn into support. So EVC for continuation. Beautiful thing there. GERN. Hearing a lot of buzz about this week. We'll see what it looks like. I got a lot of tickers on this list. We're going to close out August very well. I'm very green in August right now, from me following MNK and a few other ones. I guess I had a little breakout level, and it's still sitting up there kind of. So GERN just sitting up there on top of that one-year time frame, so to speak. See what happens with that. See if it can get through this. I don't really like how all this looks. Not really any clear direction there, but I guess. So GERN looking all right. I like Ruby personally. I like it curling. Just a beautiful stock when you're looking at it from here. A lot of wonderful things happening. The stock isn't too old, so it was at 20, hit this resistance levels and started. Now it's starting to turn around here, guys. All right, now it's starting to turn around over there. Okay, you know what we said on the 5-day. If you see a curling structure coming in on the 5, and if you see strength on the 1 year, man, that's a beautiful long. Ruby looking like a beautiful long right now, guys. Looking like it has all the criteria, all the signals match. Everything matches there. Looks like an airplane taking off the liftoff. Jumping off the liftoff, guys. RUBY, Ruby. Rubicon project. Looking really good. JYNT looking really good. Look at that yearly, guys. Alright. Look at the strength on this thing. No strange music there. Alright. Ride that wave. I like that thing. And I see that I was looking at this thing earlier in the year. Alright. At around 640. Putting a stop below 640. And as you see, this thing has definitely moved since then. Just continues to rally. Look at that. What do we say all the time about prices that like to round off? There goes prices. See, prices rounding off, stepping to the side a little bit, and then boom, shooting through. JYNT looks like a wonderful long right now. All right, you're gonna see. Whoa, it's kind of not a lot of action behind that thing there. All right, not a lot of volume on it, but definitely moving to the upside. JYNT definitely looks nice, guys. You guys remember this thing, what we were talking about this? You guys remember how familiar we get with charts when we're trend following? How familiar we get with prices moving and this and that and the third, okay? We knew when this thing came up here and bounced below here, when we seen this coming back, we knew that it was going to come through this area here. We knew it was basically, it's like a quarterback. You know, they try to run the ball through L, they get stopped, and then they say, okay, blue 42, and they make a new play, and it's like, okay, we're gonna find a different way to get through. We're gonna find a different way to get through these guys. We'll just take it through the side and then bust through with some strength through the side here, and then we'll just penetrate them, boom, through the side. And then that's what it did. So, man, RUKU just looking like a wonderful long. Of course it's a wonderful long. We were looking at it back here at 32. It's at 63 now. There's the 5-day looking like a yearly time frame. So much strength, so much trading, so much yumminess going on behind Roku right now. I'm not a day trader. I'd prefer to like buy this thing back at like 30 and sell it at like 70 personally. That's just the way I trade. I wouldn't buy this thing in and out. I would have bought this thing here, and I would have kind of rolled this wave out. I'd still be riding that wave. So Roku, just looking. I seen that pop up on my TV yesterday. I said, Roku, we're trading that stock. I don't know what I was doing. I was looking at some input or something like that, trying to get the game on for my son or something. And I seen Roku. I said, damn, we trading Roku. And then I said, this has to be the real Roku. I'm pretty sure it was. So that thing definitely very interesting. Roku could be at $100 soon. Who knows? Just follow that thing. SHSP, this internet providing thing, just a beast. We've been looking at this thing since back at $8, $9. You know what I'm saying? This is a beautiful stock right now. SHSP just continues to rally. Not going to see a lot of movement. There's not a lot of people buying it, but you don't need people to buy price when you're just following price, okay? Jesus Christ, that thing looks wonderful. SHSP, you guys can take along on that. VSTM looking wonderful. All right. Got a few more trends to go through, and then we'll wrap it up. You guys make sure you follow this strength through August. Close out August strong, all right? If you're riding some of these waves, just hold on to them. Let them ride. Let them close out, okay? VSTM with that strength that we like to the upside. No strange music there. Here, look at this. Pops, levels, pops, levels, pops, levels. Little pop there. You could buy that leveling out and see what happens there. But definitely I like that VSTM. It's just showing you what it marched all the way through. March, pop. This is that little staircase pattern I used to trade when I first started trading. I said I like this little staircase pattern. And what it does is every day the market opens, it shoots up, and I'm pretty sure these are market opening times right here. This is like when the market's first opening. So every day the market opens, it pops, levels out, market opens, it pops, levels out, market opens, it pops, levels out, market opens, it pops, little drop there, market opens, it pops, levels out. So, you know, same thing until this thing changes. VSTM with the staircase pattern going on. That pattern still exists, as I see. I haven't been trading it since I've been thoroughly trend following, but it's nice to see that that pattern still exists. Okay, Zine, just a beast, you know, just a beast. I've been trading this thing since $4 or $5. All right, look at it now at 11. It'll get through 12 soon. I'm sure this thing isn't done yet. All right, still covering some more ground. All right, could be up here clearly in the right soon. Could be in that top right soon. ZNE. Beautiful stock. Slower grinder. Damn good stock though. Damn good for what it's doing. Okay. KC just sitting up here at these little levels here. Alright. Just sitting up in these levels. Kind of wait to see what happens there. It's definitely going to continue to the upside in my opinion. Just let it kind of figure its way out. A lot of times these stocks need to figure out, like I told you, they need to call another play. The quarterback bring it in, you guys. Let's do the huddle, you know, and he's okay. You know how to blue 47, okay, blue 47. You know, trying to find another way to get through that price, okay. So this stock just trying to find a way to get through that price up there. So I like it to continue. And as you see, look at this, pop up. Smooth out, pop up, smooth out. This is that level that it was popping from, popping here and then popping from an old resistance level. So it's popping from this old resistance level. It's using this as like a liftoff station, okay, this old resistance. So watch this old resistance. If you want to get long on this now, this is a perfect place to get long inside of all this crogginess that you can't really see what's going on when you look inside of here. So beautiful level to get long on and stop yourself out below 7 and see if this thing can rally itself finally up through 8 and 850. Let that chart continue to open up. Casey just looking really good. Alright, NIHD still grinding that trend line. This was the one I told you guys I didn't really trade this correctly. Alright, I was looking to trade breakouts at this level and this level instead of just riding this thing, but remember I told you guys about that trend line. It's back. That trend line's back, and let me show it to you really fast. So trend line here, okay. Sometimes things, like I said, these stocks need to call another play. Hey, blue 47, blue 47, blue 47, red 47, red 47, and then he's like, okay, well let's find a way to. He's like, okay, well let's find a way to get through this over here. So they call another play. But you see this trend line worked here, came down a little. Trend line worked here, went parabolic. Came down a little. Trend line comes here. You never know if we could. I told you guys about 2 weeks ago to buy this trend line. Okay, so just keep riding this trend line out. Keep riding that trend line out. Just like it rode it out here and it rode it out here. Alright, keep riding that thing out. NIHD. It feels good to get a proper perspective on NIHD now. Okay. Now that we know what's going on, it's back in that trend line. FNKO. Just a hell of a beast of a stock right now. Just a hell of a beast of a stock right now. Man, we've been looking at this thing since back here at 12, 14, when it was kind of popping and pulling in here, popping and pulling in here, popping and pulling in here. All we were saying was, look, buy these pullbacks and long-term uptrends. Boom. So there it is. FNKO, business as usual. TNDM, just a home run, one of the main home runs that I was following all through August, along with FNKO and along with some of the other ones, along with FNKO, TNDM, MNK, ECYT, Sprint, and a few other ones I've got that I've been riding, SHSP, Zine, and okay, so TNDM, just a beast. I mean, don't even ask nothing about this stock right now. Just freaking follow this stock. If anyone saw my last show where I said people should just be as water, just be is, I think that was a Bruce Lee saying. My buddy Quick Turtle saw my tweet or something like that. He said, hey, that's a Bruce Lee saying. Or he heard the last show and he said, hey, that's a Bruce Lee saying, that whole water become water thing. I said, you know, I didn't even know that. It was just, I was just trying to make a valid point. And it was also something that I was listening to on that I was coming up with when I was listening to Mike Covell, and I told you guys, go check out some audio from Covell. It's absolutely life-changing stuff there when it comes to trend following, when it comes to catching these moves. I'm not going to say I'm the best in the business, but I'm one of the best in the business when it comes to catching stocks, moves on stocks like this to the upside. I'm definitely one of the best, because we were all over TNDM at 7. and $8. We were all over Intelsat at $6 and $7. We were all over MNK at $12. I mean, it just, the list doesn't stop, guys. Okay. And we've just put a whole bunch of new stocks. So all those new stocks, those cheaper ones, you guys find good entries and hold those, and let's see if those become the next TNDMs, the next MNKs. Okay, there goes TNDM, guys, and nothing really to be said about that besides to follow that. MNK just trading a little bit funny in here, but I believe this stock, as it traded a little funny in here too, traded a little funny in here. Okay, traded a little funny here too. Little pullback, and you know, little pullback and some movement. So little pullback here, and already some higher highs that came through. Look, the pullback dropped, and already the higher highs that came through. The pullback dropped, higher highs came through. Pullback dropped, higher highs came through. Okay, business as usual, guys. MNK. There's no strange music here. No strange music. ECYT and Sprint, and then we're going to wrap it down. Just another beautiful stock, another beautiful long. Another beautiful long. This is a no-brainer. Okay? This is a no-brainer. Another $2 stock. That's a what? $20 stock almost. A $19 stock. Okay? A $2 stock. Which is the reason why I say follow these moves. I don't give a damn how cheap they are. As long as the criteria matches and the upsides on the, and it makes sense logically. Because how would you have known, you guys? How would you have known that this stock could have even attempted to get here? How would you have known? Well, if you would have looked back here, you could have said, well, this stock used to trade at 20, 30, and whatever dollars. So depending on whatever happens here, if this movement is for reals, maybe it can return back to $20. That's what gives you your justification to buy a $2 stock when it starts doing this. That's your reason. Look, it's below the $2. This is $1 and change, guys. When this stock did this big move here to $6 and then pulled back, you should be watching that. And then look, then it just rallied. Now it's a $20 stock. So it gives you a reason why we would be buying a $2, a $5, a $7. TNDM was $7 when we bought it. $8 when we bought it. Intelsat was $7, $8 when we bought it. SVU was $12 when we bought it. MNK was $18 or $15, $18 when we bought it. Okay? Countless home runs, guys. Countless. We're all about catching these moves when they're developing, okay? Sprint, looking a little strange. A little strange here. I'd like to see an actual this is an actual uptrend. We're actually broke out of this downtrend thing here. You've got consistent higher highs and lows. This chart might start making some sense. When these higher highs come back in to match this uptrend, it's going to show a clear reversal from, what is this? A clear reversal from 945. And then we just reversed in price to the upside. So watch that. See that green candle? Might fulfill this, knock this out, and then start fulfilling this pattern to the upside. Jesus Christ. If this thing attempted, even a Sprint even attempted to reverse back, we're looking at 36 and 40, 28, 24, 28. You know, you guys get it. Home run after home run, guys. This is how we hit them. We're going to wrap the show up. So you guys, hey, look. We're going to start the week out with what we got here. All right? And then we'll be back in the middle. We'll be back in the week. See how the trends look. We'll close out August. I'll give you guys something to close out August with. This is the big. We're already closing out August, right? But when the week comes in, we'll reevaluate a little bit, and then we'll close out August all the way. It'll be like the last few days of August. And then we'll be ready to jump into September and continue with the same trend following. Keep riding these winners through August. Look, when we started August, I said, let's ride some moves through August. Let's see what trends are going to give us tickets, boarding passes to ride them. Like, hey, you guys need a boarding pass to ride till August? Like, yeah, great. I need one. Here's your boarding pass to ride till August. This is like hands-off trading through August. Like, hey, ride these trends through August, cut the laggers, and if you still have these winners through August, they should be about 15, 20, 30 points minus the maybe 1 point altogether in losers you had, or 2 or 3 points in losers. You might have about 2, 3, 4 points worth of losers altogether at 1%. But I mean, those winners, we're pulling off 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 points a month in points here in winners. That's not even, logically, you can't even weigh that with the losers. I mean, our winners are like out the park Babe Ruth, and our losers are like, eh. So let's just stick to that, guys. Okay? Let's just stick to that, all right? So we're going to close out. I'll see you guys, and manage that risk, and we'll close out August, okay? Good trading, guys. Good, very good trading. Good trading to my buddies, to Stock God in his Discord room. Good trading to Bull Bear. Good trading to Bat Scientist, and good trading to my guys in the Trend Followers Club. Absolutely eradicating the competition right now. See you guys later.